Come here, peg ladies. Peg lady. One peg lady. Two peg lady. Three peg ladies. Ooh, look at them go. Ooh. Oh, not gonna get me. Ooh. Peg lady. Zigzagging them. Ooh. They swinging at me, huh? Peg lady, peg lady. Oh, I'm getting beaten to death by peg ladies. Why did the M1 Alpha break up with the 1886? Because he got tired of hearing I could have done that in one shot too after every single kill. Haha, D.a.g joke of the day. What is going on, D.a.Gs? Today I'm showcasing my one-tap rifle build. The reason why I like using rifles is because they don't calculate DPS, they measure it in deaths per second. If you are new to the channel, welcome to Die Again Gaming. I'm your host NOX'S, where my favorite thing to do is respawn. The great thing about one-tap builds is it don't really matter what you have equipped as long as you have Headhunter and Determined, meaning that the build potential is endless, allowing you to really spec into whatever stats you value, and in my case I value having weapon handling. In this build, the 1886 is the hold my beer to the M1 Alpha's watch this. Without further delay, let's get right into the build. For the cores, I have 2 reds, 5 blues, and 1 yellow. With this setup, you'll do more than enough damage to take out anything on heroic while being super tanky. For me personally, I'm comfortable playing with all reds, but feel free to mix and match for however you want to play. For the specialization, I'm running sharpshooter, which is going to give me access to the flashbang grenade. I'm going to do 15% more headshot damage with rifles, while getting 15% more weapon stability, reduced recoil, and faster requisitioning on targets. And mostly important, we're going to get access to the technician drone. Also, make sure to spec into whatever guns you're using on your builds to make sure you get the bonus weapon damage. For the first rifle that I'm using is the heavy hitter 1886. I have it rolled with damage to target out of cover. This is the best in slot for increasing your overall damage. The reason is because damage to target out of cover is a multiplicative damage source. For example, when calculating your damage, you'll take your headshot damage times your damage to target out of cover, versus if you would have had 10% headshot damage, that 10% headshot damage would have just been added on top of whatever headshot damage you already had. Because I spec'd into weapon handling for this build, my reload speed is 1.94 seconds, which will actually go down even lower once rogue momentum kicks in. I'm running the talent Determined because the way it works is not the way it was intended to work. Once you proc Determined, it will last indefinitely as long as you can keep one-tapping enemies. You want to avoid using perfect Determined because it does work as intended, meaning that once you do proc perfect Determined and you shoot an enemy, you're going to have to re-proc it again by getting another headshot kill. And that is why it's better to use just the normal Determined. And that is my one and only mod for the gun. I use the 1886 because it has a very high base damage. Playing solo, this is going to do more than enough damage always, and you're definitely going to need to use this over the M1 Alpha when you're playing with a group, because with each additional player on your team, the enemy's HP and armor pools are going to go up, meaning that you might not have enough damage to one-tap them. For my second rifle, I'm using the Classic M1 Alpha. I also have it rolled with damage to target out of cover. I have it with the talent Determined, of course, and these are the mods that I have equipped for it. This is my go-to rifle if I'm playing solo on heroic or if I'm playing on challenging. As of this year, the Classic M1 Alpha is also fully automatic, meaning you can just hold down the trigger and spray and pray. With the increased RPM over the 1886, you can take out whole groups of enemies really quick with this rifle. I'm going to show you later on at the shooting range the minimum damage numbers you have to do for each content, playing solo or with up to 4 agents in your party. For my sidearm, I'm using the Harvest. The Harvest was a special event gift, and if you didn't get it, you can get it from the Hoarder during special events as well. I have it rolled with damage to target out of cover. As well, I have the talent Determined, and those are the 2 mods that I have equipped for it. For my first armor piece, I'm using the exotic Memento. This is definitely my favorite backpack for all content because it comes with 3 cores. I have it equipped with a headshot armor mod. It comes with a talent kill confirmed, meaning that when you kill an enemy, they drop a kill confirmed trophy, and when you pick up those trophies, they give you a short-term and a long-term buff. For the short-term buffs, you're going to get more weapon damage, bonus armor, and skill efficiency. And for the long-term buffs, you're going to get 1% weapon damage, 1% skill efficiency, 1% armor regeneration for 300 seconds, and you stack up to 30 stacks. As long as you keep getting kill confirmed trophies, it's going to refresh at 300 second duration. For the face mask, I have my first of 3 of the SP Zoo, and because I have 3 pieces of it, I'm going to get 15% 30% magazine size, 20% rifle damage, and 30% weapon handling. Personally, for this loadout, I prefer to have weapon handling. Weapon handling is really awesome because it increases multiple different stats. It increases your reload speed, it increases your weapon swap speed, and it also increases your accuracy and stability. In a sense, having higher weapon handling also increases your DPS because you are able to reload faster and get more rounds down range. Having more accuracy and stability means more shots hit, and being able to quickly swap to a different weapon with a full magazine also increases your damage that you do. So like I said, you don't have to value weapon handling like I do. For sure, weapon handling is not as important on guns that shoot super fast, but for slower firing one-tap guns, you definitely never want to miss a shot. I have it rolled with weapon handling and headshot damage with a 10% headshot damage armor mod. For the gloves, I have my second piece of the SP Zoo, the Eagle's Grasp. These gloves come automatically with 15% weapon handling, and I have it rolled with 10% headshot damage. For the holster, I have my final piece of the SP Zoo rolled with weapon handling and headshot damage as well. For the knee pads, I have the named Overlord's Fox's Prayers, which gives you the brand bonus of 10% rifle damage. These come automatically with the 8% damage to target out of cover, and I have it rolled with 10% headshot damage. Finally, for the chest piece, I have one piece of the Palisade for the 10% armor on kill. I have it rolled with weapon handling and headshot damage with a 10% headshot damage armor mod. To complement Determine, I have the talent Headhunter. To make this build work correctly, you do need to have this talent. And how it works is after you kill an enemy with a headshot, it gives you a stack in bonus damage, and each additional headshot will give you even more damage, capped at 800%. But if you have at least 150% headshot damage, you're going to cap at 1250 instead, allowing you to do some ridiculous damage with just one shot. A cool thing is that the bonus damage that you get from the Headhunter talent is that it is not limited to only headshots, meaning that you can shoot units like the Black Tusk Warhounds and one-tap them as well. But once you do that, you're going to have to reset combo with a headshot again. Before we go to the skills, let's take a look at Rogue Momentum. Take a look at the last sentence of the Unstoppable tier, which gives you skill overcharge, meaning that it does not matter how many skill tiers you have, your skills will instantly benefit from the overcharged bonus buffs, and some skills even do additional effects when they are overcharged. You want to also kill blacklisted marked enemies, because when you do kill them, you get a 15-second buff that gives you 10% critical hit chance and 10% weapon handling. For my first skill, I have the Crusader Shield, and from what you just learned about Rogue Momentum, we are aiming to stay overcharged, meaning that the shield is going to get those awesome overcharge buffs, and additionally, when your skills are overcharged, your shield will become invulnerable. And a cool thing that I noticed is when your shield's invulnerable, it's going to even stop all the elites damage. Normally the elites will bypass your shield and shoot you in the head, but oddly enough, when the shield's overcharged, it's even going to stop their headshot. And these are the mods that I have equipped for it. For my second skill, I have the Technician's Drone, which I think is the most overpowered skill with Rogue Momentum this season, because when you pair up with the passive modifier Microwave Coils, the drone is going to constantly pulse and give a chance to set those targets on fire while simultaneously giving you momentum. This combo with the Microwave Coils and Technician's Drone is perfect for one-tap builds, especially against enemies that are hiding in cover somewhere, because once it gets set on fire, they're going to stand up and flail their arms in the air, making it super easy to actually take them out. When the drone is overcharged, it's going to get a massive boost to its scan range, which is going to actually go over 100 meters now. And the single most OP thing about pulses this season is the weakness exploit, meaning that you and your allies' damage is amplified by 15% to pulse targets. And this 15% applies to all sources of damage, meaning even the burns that you put on from Microwave Coils is going to hit harder. And these are the mods that I have equipped for it. For the modifiers, I'm using Tactical Supremacy. You can easily extend the duration of it with the headshot kills, but keep in mind the penalty, you won't gain any momentum while it's active. And if you're unstoppable, it's actually going to cancel this active modifier. For the first passive modifier, I have the Microwave Coils, which I have already explained how it works with the Technician Drone. Microwave Coils is going to be our main source of gaining momentum as well. For my second passive modifier, I have Reaper Scan, which is going to put those blacklisted marks on the enemies, giving us greater access to that 15-second buff of 10% critical hit chance and 10% weapon handling. For the third passive modifier, there really isn't any other modifiers that's going to really benefit this build. I'm just using this modifier for that little bit of 5% armor heal. For the stats, I'm sitting at 175 headshot damage with the 1886. I'm also going to be getting 174,000 armor on kill to help me stay alive. And once Memento is fully stacked up, I'm going to get a bunch of armor regeneration as well. When I'm playing one-tap builds, I tend to avoid certain factions, especially factions that have helmets. The reason being is that if you shoot an enemy with a helmet, it's going to negate your damage and just knock off that helmet, putting you in a spot where you have to get another headshot kill and stack up your headshot damage from Headhunter. It can get a little hectic if you're in a big firefight, but it's not the end of the world because you are super tanky and you could just go right in front of the enemies, easily lining up another headshot. You're going to have a whole bunch of armor plus their shield to keep you alive, and And with the technician drone constantly pulsing with microwave coils, you're going to apply constant burns to enemies, giving you a lot of crowd control as well. If you want to have the easiest and smoothest gameplay, try to avoid the factions like Black Tusk and Hyenas, and as well Rikers. True Sons aren't too bad because their armor units don't come out as often. So pretty much what I do, I'll just farm places like West End and Downtown West. All of those regions are very heavy populated with activities and control points that are really close to each other as well. So you can just run through whatever content you want. And if you're specifically farming control points, you can just reset the control points as well. This loadout is super efficient playing solo, but you could also play it in groups as well. You can even run missions if you want with it as well. The way I have my characters set up, specifically I get bonus XP for headshots and multi-kills. So I always run this build on this character during global events and XP bonus events. If you also want to learn how to set up your character to get bonus XP on accolades, you can watch my bounty farming guide that I put out. Now that I shot my shot to get you to play this build, that's all for my 2 cents. So let's head over to the shooting range because I know you all love to see those big floaty damage numbers. A cool tip at the shooting range is that you could come to the shooting range and build up your momentum. And once you build up your momentum, you can fast travel to a mission or an open world activity that you want to do. And all the momentum from the shooting range is going to transfer with you, meaning you can start whatever you want with full momentum anytime. As you can see right now, I have no momentum, so I'm going to take out my drone. And it's going to instantly start setting enemies on fire and building me up momentum. And you can see how fast it's starting to go up, and I'm not even doing anything, just sitting in cover. And since I don't have any headhunter determined stacks built up right now, what you want to do is go for a red or a purple. Now that I have some bonus damage for my headhunter, I can go for whatever unit I want. And you can see it went up again. And now it's fully stacked. And I'm able to take out elites now with 1 tap. If you run into a named enemy or a unit with a helmet, what you can do is shoot them. They'll knock off their helmet. Then you could go for a red again to get your headhunter going. And once you get some bonus weapon damage, you can shoot the named enemy again, and it should take them out in 1 shot. Changa or helmet. And then shoot them again. So right now I'm doing like 15 million damage. But that number's going to go up even more once you stack up your memento, as it's going to add you an additional 30% weapon damage. And when you pick up trophies, you're going to get even more weapon damage. As you see on the graph, the bare minimum numbers you need to do to kill elites on whatever difficulty or however many agents you're playing with. Right now with the Classic M1 Alpha, I'm only doing like 9 million damage, and that's not enough damage to kill elites on heroic. So all I had to do was change out some of the blues I have to reds. Now I do more than enough damage to take out even elites on heroic solo. And like I said, these damage numbers are only going to go up once you stack up your memento. And with the harvest, I'm doing more than enough damage as well to take out elite solo. And with my current loadout with more reds, I'm doing over 17 million damage. And that's going to be more than enough damage. Alrighty, d.a.g, I hope you guys like my personal 1-tap build with rifles. Definitely play around with the build setup, and please share what kind of changes you would make, or share what kind of 1-tap builds you are running for this new season, Burden of Truth, Rogue Momentum. And if you're subscribed to my channel, thank you for subscribing. And if you're not yet subscribed, please take a moment to subscribe. That way you can stay up to date to all my upcoming videos. And I want to say thank you to the community for supporting my new small channel. You guys are awesome. I just hit over 1,000 subscribers. That is all for now, and I'll catch you at the next one.